Good morning, students. How are you? Hope you are keeping fine at home and doing your studies well. Okay, so today we will discuss about the religious life and the scientific progress that took place during the Gupta age in India, and that is under the Guptas. The Guptas, that means Gupta age in India, and we have seen various kings among the Guptas, various rulers. We have seen their administrations, economic policies, administration, and why Gupta age was known as the golden age. Also, we have seen, and so today we will go one step further. So please take your history book, page number 91. There you find that religious life of the Guptas. Though the Gupta rulers were followers of Brahmanism, Brahmanism, both Buddhism and Jainism widely practiced during this day. They were Brahmins. Guptas were the Brahmins. But Buddhism and Jainism also was practiced in their reign, in their empire. And so they had no objection. Do you understand? That is the meaning of it. That people were free to choose any of them, whether they are Brahminism, Buddhism, or the Jainism. Now, what is ism? Buddhism, Brahminism. Brahminism means the concept of Brahmins, that the rules, the traditions framed by and the ideologies of the Brahmins. The ideologies of the Brahman, which is inculcated, which is pronounced for the people, is known as ism, Brahminism. So also Buddhism. The concept of Buddha regarding God and the nature and the people, and what are the rules and regulations, principles of Buddha. That is altogether is known as Buddhism. So also the concept of Jainism and their ideologies, their principles, altogether they make a Jainism. So these are the three things, the three concept of ideologies, and was regarding with regard to the religion was going on during the Gupta age. Religious sacrifices such as Ashwamedha Yajna, you remember that, were performed. Since the Brahmins performed these religious sacrifices, they held a very important. We know that Brahmins were the highest caste in the society. They had the highest position in the society, followed by Kshatriyas, then Vaishyas, and the last one was the Shudras. And so among them, Brahmins were having the high position in the society. So they performed the religious acts or sacrifices. Two important sects appeared among those who followed the Brahminical religions. The Brahmins also had they had Brahminical religions, though that is a Brahminical religion, that means religion that is proposed by the Brahmins. They had the two sects, two groups. One is known as Vaishnavism, the other one is Shaivism. Underline. On page 91 you will find Vaishnavism. What is that ism? That's why I am explaining to you that what do you mean by in simple terms. I am not going into the philosophical terms and the philosophical or theological point of view. Vaishnavism, that is the principles of and the concept of Vishnu, God Vishnu, and the principles laid by the Brahmins with regard to the God Vishnu. That is known as Vaishnavism. So those who followed these principles, the followers of Vishnus, they were known as Vaishnavism. And those who followed the Shiva, the concept, the ideologies, and the principles followed by the people is known as Shaivism. Shiva, the principles and the concept of Shiva as the God. They were known as the, so these two groups where they came up in among the Brahminical religion. So Vaishnavism and Shaivism. The concept of the idea of female goddess emerged, started coming up. Why? I'll tell you why. This concept is very, very natural. Very, very natural. And I tell you here that the development or the evolution of the concept of God and the religious ideologies started coming up. Because the Vedas, the Puranas, the Mahabharatas, all this started. See, this, so there was female god and goddess, concept of female goddess started during the Gupta age. Okay, so the female divine forces took its shape under the Guptas. Therefore, God, the goddess were shown to have their wives. So Shiva has, Vishnu has, and all other God, they will have also goddess, because the concept of male and female. Because human, we all in the nature, you see, everything has the two incomplete being we have, male and female. These are the two kinds of a living being. And if they so they thought that living being, that means God also is a living being, and he should have also the wives if he is living being. And so this concept of wife started. So male and female, these are the incomplete being. When they come together, they make it a complete being. So they are both male and female, they are complementary to each other. Do you understand? The complementary to each other, and therefore in the whole of nature you see, that is the male and female God has made. And then when they unite, then the creation of God flourishes. All these are the ideas, that concept, the reflection, the thinkers, philosophers, they developed this. And so female divine forces, the idea of female divine forces came to be during the Gupta age. So therefore the goddess were shown to have wives, and the worship of goddesses like Lakshmi, Parvati, Durga, Kali, and others started. These are the concepts. This period also witnessed the rise of the Bhakti movement, that is devotion to God. That is the ultimate worship. If you have the devotion, you you make the self offering to God, and you have the complete faith, complete surrender, that is called bhakti. That is the bhakti. And once you have the bhakti towards any god and goddesses, then you become the part of it. So that is the understanding. So this period also witnessed the rise of the bhakti movement, which is spread selfless devotion to God. Selfless devotion, complete surrender to God. That is God. This movement became popular with the masses, with the people, because it was inexpensive. There was no expense. Just go and say, just sing the bhajan and put yourself give surrender to surrender yourself to God. That's all. You don't have to pay money for that. You don't have to bring lot of gifts and all that. So inexpensive and simple, very, very simple. And so people flocked to this. The Gupta followed the policy of religious tolerance, that is natural, that means allowed any religious to flourish. So that is about the religious ideologies that started. Remember, the Brahminism was the supreme religion, and among the Brahminical religion, there were two sects, two divisions: the Vaishnavism and Shaivism. The concept of female god, beginning of the concept of female god, remember, and the religious intolerance, bhakti movement. So four things: Brahminism, Shaivism, Vaishnavism, female goddess, that is Lakshmi, Parvati, Durga, Kali started, and then bhakti movement also was prominent during this age. So these are the things, 4 points you need to remember that. Okay, that is about the religious life of the Gupta period. Next one is the scientific period. So the scientifics, I think we will see a little more, because there are so many things I need to explain, and this will take another 10 to 15 minutes, which is quite long period for the video to me, because nowadays the things are not going very well, that the videos are not very clear also, and so let me stop here and make a short video, but the clear video should. Okay, so wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Remember the classes.